Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, Bashem Rakah Quadash. My name is Chicago from Plain Tables Camp in Philly. Remember, Satan is always working in the background. All right. Psalms 10 and 8. He sitteth in lurking places of the villages in secret. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth and waiteth secretly. As a lion in the dens, he lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. All right. So Esau has different programs set up to entrap Jacob, so-called Black, Latinos, Native Americans, into breaking his law, all right, into desiring certain things that cause them to be destroyed, all right. And he has law enforcement, military ready training right now to take the elect and to take the citizens that don't convert to the new money system, the MOTB. And here's an example of things they're doing in the dark that nobody knows about, but when they make mistakes, or they could have purposely did it. For all I know. I'm gonna play the video after this one more scripture. Be sober, 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. So remember, Satan's always working. He's always running drills and experimenting. All right.
I-team sources say that the FBI, along with other federal agents, broke into the wrong Boston hotel room during a training exercise. WBZ Chief Investigator Cheryl Fiadaca is here now with all the details, and you have a statement from the FBI.
We do have a statement from the FBI. They just responded to us. Now, I-team sources say that mistakes were made. Federal agents conducting a mock investigation in the middle of the night banged on the door of the wrong hotel room in Boston. Agents woke an airline pilot up who had no idea what was going on. They handcuffed the man and interrogated him for nearly an hour before realizing their mistake. Now, it happened here on the 15th floor of the Revere Hotel on Stewart Street. I-team sources say it was just after midnight on Wednesday. FBI and the Department of Defense agents banged on the door of the hotel room 1505, demanding to be let in. A Delta airline pilot, a guest at the hotel, who was sleeping inside, opened the door. Agents barged in, handcuffed the man, who's in his 30s, interrogated him, and put him in the shower. It would be more than 45 minutes before they took off the handcuffs and realized their mistake and apologized. Sources say the agents were conducting a training operation and a mock interrogation for a Department of Defense deployment. Hotel security was notified about the incident and contacted the Boston police. The I-team obtained a copy of that police report that shows responding officers wearing body cameras were told law enforcement agents were conducting a training exercise inside the building. Now, EMS was also called to evaluate the pilot who refused treatment. The I-team spoke to the man by phone, who told us he needed to speak to his employer before talking to us. We reached out to the Department of Defense, the Revere Hotel, and Delta Airlines. They have not gotten back to us, but the FBI, Paula, did just release a statement to us, which says, in part, based on inaccurate information, agents were mistakenly sent to the wrong room and detained an individual, not the intended role player. Thankfully, nobody was injured. The Boston Police Department was called and responded to the scene to confirm that this was a training exercise.
All right, so we hear, people and brothers say, well, people, they're role players, actors, and everything. It's true. It's real. It's not something that they're just making up. All right. And it says U.S. military. So the U.S. military, Department of Defense, law enforcement, FBI, they're working together. So those are the forces that are going to come against the elect. All right. It was the FBI, right? But the headline says U.S. military apologizes. So they're training for some I guess the next terrorist attack that they're gonna blame on either Arabs or us. Let's see what the lyric says play. I think it's almost done.
He'll be answering a lot of more questions in the days to come about how some
on inaccurate information, agents were mistakenly sent to the wrong room and detained an individual, not the intended role player. Thankfully, nobody was injured. The Boston Police Department was sent to the wrong room and detained an individual, not the intended role player. Thankfully, nobody was injured. The Boston Police Department was called and responded to the scene to confirm that this was a training exercise. Did just release a statement to us which says, in part, based on inaccurate information, agents were mistakenly sent to the wrong room and detained an individual, not the intended role player. Thankfully, nobody was injured. The Boston Police Department was called and responded to the scene to confirm that this was a training exercise.
He'll be answering a lot of more questions in the days to come about how something like this could happen.
Absolutely.
All right, I-Team investigator Cheryl Fiendaka, thanks so much.
We want to begin with news.
I don't know. There must be a lot of details on that, but apparently they're running drills and training, and they have actors that probably was supposed to be another agent that was supposed to be in a hotel room, or it was all just staged so they could know about it, so the American citizens can know about it, because Esau, before he does something, he tells on himself, you know. I believe that was Psalm 64. All right, so on that there, this was April 7th. A month, down almost a month, you know, and it slipped past. And I don't know if any brother knew about this, but a link will be in the description box. So leave that there. Hope you edified. Shalom.